What's going on? You know, it's a nice day in Boston when I'm recording this. I guess the date doesn't really matter because who knows when you'll see this, but let's just say that it's one of our first really, really warm, I think we're touching 60 degrees today. So I just got into town and I'm doing a workshop tonight. I wanted to share a message that I was thinking about as I drove in this afternoon that I thought might be helpful to some people. I'm Scott Stolze, founder of Create a Great Coaching, career coach, performance coach, and somebody whose mission is to help more and more people have ownership of their lives, of their career, create more freedom in everything that you do, all aspects of your life. I love it. And so speaking of which, having freedom. One of the ways, there's a lot of ways that we create freedom in our life, and one of the ways is that we do for others. Doing for others. So full disclosure, this event that I'm doing tonight is not paid. This organization that I do a lot of workshops for and events, General Assembly here in Boston, some are paid and some are not. And I like to, sorry, my phone was buzzing in. I like to also do events like this that are not paid for this reason. Because I love to help people and it brings me joy and fulfillment. And I know in the long run, I've always been playing the long game. I was 18 years in corporate, and ever since leaving corporate and becoming a coach and a career coach, it's been 2 full years now. I've made a commitment to myself that I would play the long game. I would not take shortcuts. I would not look for gimmicks. I would not look for the, get rich quick and have things happen overnight, because the meaningful stuff, the real powerful, meaningful, impactful work in this world does not come from quick hit, one hit wonders. I mean, once in a while you get an outlier, right? I mean, I can't even think of one off the top of my head. I know they're out there. There's a few outliers out there who start and have something great and it just takes off right from the get-go, and that's awesome. Good for them. I applaud that. But the 99% of people who make a difference, who do something to make a difference in this world, and especially on the entrepreneurial side, it's a long road. And it's meant to be that way, and I'm grateful for it because while it's super hard at times, I'm grateful for it because it teaches me so many lessons. Like all my best lessons, I say this all the time, I'll probably say it in this event that I'm doing tonight, all my best lessons come from the really hard stuff that I do and experience. So I'm grateful and I appreciate the way this works. But back to the long game and where I'm at is, I made a commitment that I was going to stick to the long game and do things this way, the right way, and not look for it, because it's going to be so much more worth it in the long run. It's going to make my work better. It's going to make me better as a coach, as a person. And part of the long game is giving back. So, ask yourself too, is whatever you do, wherever you work, if you have a traditional job in a big company, a mid-sized company, if you have your own business, if you're looking and you're in transition, I'm trying to find a spot that doesn't have so much sun glaring on me at various times, but whatever your current state is think about ways you can give back. And I'll say this, screw it, I'll just say, I don't know how this is going to come out, but I did 3 years of nonprofit and volunteer work 10 years ago. I took a break from corporate life, and I went and volunteered in New Orleans for a year after Katrina, and then I came back to Boston. Actually, I was living in Arizona at the time, and I quit my job and sold my house in Arizona and went to New Orleans to help out. I thought I would be there for a few months, and I ended up staying there for 14 months. But it was it was one of the best years of my life. I should do a YouTube video one day and share a lot of that story in more detail. But I came back to Boston. I worked for a couple nonprofits for 2 years, and then I went back to corporate. And I learned a ton in that time, but I also learned, one of the things I learned is that there's a lot of people that do nonprofit volunteer work like for a day or for a weekend, and it's kind of surfacey, it's kind of window dressing. Not everybody. A lot of people do it for great reasons, the right reasons, and end up making an impact. But a lot of people do it because they have to, or because they want to post about it, or it just makes them feel good. It's like a self-medication for a day. Hey, I did my part, I did something good. I saw a lot of that. By the way, that doesn't make those people a bad person at all. It's just human nature. It's human nature when people do that sometimes. So I got to relocate here a little bit. But that's not what I'm interested in anymore, and that's not what I'm interested in, period. I'm interested in doing stuff and giving back in ways that are really substantive and make a big difference. So I'm happy to do events like this at no cost, because it does give me more visibility. It does give me more experience and helps me learn. Getting in front of a room full of people, I learn. I like to say that I feel like I learn as much about myself, my work, my coaching, and about the people I need to serve as they may learn, by attending my events. So that's selfish. I mean, I'm just admitting it. I learn a lot by doing these events. But it's also like, I feel like giving back and just going and doing events like this, even if I never talk to one of those people. I've gotten clients from people who've come to free events before, but if I never talk to somebody in this room again tonight, that's fine, because A, I will have learned something from it, and B, it's just a good way of giving back. And all that stuff comes around. Then I have no expectations. I'm not looking for anything in particular to come back to me, but I just know that's the way the world works. So whatever you do, think about ways you can give back. I'm going to drop in a second because my arm is literally about to fall off. I left my backpack on this arm, which was not a smart idea. So for those of you shooting videos in the future, put your backpack down before you hold your phone up for 5 minutes or whatever. And think about what you can do to give back, and it'll pay a lot of dividends for you. It's smart. It's helpful. You're providing service and value to other people, and you will build up long-term credibility with the public and with yourself when you do things like this. So that's a message for today. And listen, if you ever need help, career, performance, life, you need a coach, I'm here. I want to help you. I love what I do. I want to help you. And I mean, I'm meant to help the right people. I'm not for everybody, but if you ever want help, reach out to me, okay? I'm here on Instagram, and let's connect so that you can have as much freedom and joy and fulfillment in your life as humanly possible, okay? All right, thanks for listening. See you next time.